book can take you anywhere. Turn the pages and you'll be there. Come on, join us, you'll see. We're reading with Carylee.
Hi, friends, and thank you for joining another Read with Carylee, where we have authors from all over the world come and read their books to you. Now, I am your host, Carylee, and before I introduce our next author, make sure you hit that like button, press subscribe, and ring the bell, because you don't want to miss any of our fabulous authors coming to you every Saturday. Today we have author Andrew Waner. And Andrew, welcome to the show.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Awesome. So where are you reading to us from today?
I'm in Louisville, Kentucky.
Oh, that is awesome. You're kind of in the Midwest.
Yeah.
You know, having some great things coming, and authors coming from the Midwest. So we are so happy to have you today. And you're going to read to us Hudi and Tux, Adventures in Pet Learning. And this is about feeding.
It is. It is.
Well, you know, I know a lot of our friends want pets and have pets. So I'm going to turn it over to you for you to get into this book and teach us all about Hudi and Tux.
All right.
Take it away.
All right. Hudi and Tux, Book 1. Hi, everyone. I'm Hudson, but my parents call me Hudi. Today is my 8th birthday, and all I wanted for my birthday is a puppy. My parents took me to the local animal shelter to find the perfect puppy who needed a family. We looked at white ones with brown patches, brown ones with black spots, and finally a black and white puppy. I loved every single one, but the one I loved the most was the black and white one. His name is Tux, and he is going to be my best friend. My parents tell me that a puppy is a big deal, and I'm becoming a big boy, and it will be up to me to see that Tux learns to be a good dog. They told me puppies need to be fed every day, know how to go potty outside, learn to play nice with other puppies, and the big rule is no chewing on things in the house. That is a lot to remember, but I know I'll do my best to help Tux be the best dog ever. So come with Tux and me, and let's see what fun we can get into while learning about what it takes to be a good dog and a big boy. The sun rises on Tux's first morning, and Hudi is asleep in his bed, trying to ignore the fact that Tux is running around his bed, trying to wake him up. Hudi, 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 get up, I'm hungry, barks Tux. Tux, go back to sleep, it's too early to get up, moans Hudi. Tux drops his head, heads back to his bed to lie down. Tux's stomach rumbles, groaning at the thought of not eating. The few minutes seem like hours before Tux starts running around Hudi's bed, trying to get him up again. Hudi, 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 get up, I'm so hungry, whines Tux. Hudi tries his best not to hear Tux and puts his pillow over his head to drown him out. When the pillow doesn't work, Hudi yells at Tux, go back to sleep. I will feed you when I get up. Tux, hungry as ever, goes and lies down again to wait for Hudi to get up. Hudi's dad walks into the room to wake everyone up. Hudi, it's time to get up and feed Tux, his dad says. He needs to be fed in the morning and at night. Tux is so excited Dad came in and starts running around the room barking, I'm so hungry. Hudi answers back, fine, but why can't he wait till I get up? Dad laughs before saying, Hudi, pets need food so they can grow up to be big and strong and healthy. Mom and I make sure you have food so you can grow up to be big and strong and healthy, don't we? Hudi sits up thinking about what his dad had just said before his family replies. Yes, Dad, I guess I didn't know how food is what makes us grow to be strong and healthy. I want to make sure my best friend is healthy so we can have lots of fun playing. After hearing Dad explain the importance of food, Hudi and Tux head off to the kitchen to get Tux breakfast. Hudi looks at Tux and says, "Tux, let's get you some food, buddy." With a puzzled look on his face, Hudi puzzles out loud. "Now, how much food should I give you?" Tux, sitting there with his tummy growling, replies, "I say give me the whole bag. I'm starving." Hudi looks at Tux with concern. "I don't know, Tux. That seems like a lot. How about we just fill up your bowl?" Happily sitting there, Tux looks at Hudi and replies, "Okay, I guess." Tux eats all his food as fast as possible, and when he is done, Hudi sees his belly grew larger. Tux stumbles around with a weird look on his face. "Hudi, I don't feel so good. I think that was way too much food." Hudi runs over with panic on his face. "Oh no, just don't get sick in the house," Hudi yells. About that time, Tux whimpers, "Too late," and gets sick all over the kitchen floor. Hudi yells back at Tux, "Oh man, Mom and Dad are going to be mad. What do I do?" While Hudi runs around trying to figure out how to clean up the mess before anyone sees, Dad walks in and smiles at the chaos. "So, what is going on here?" he asks. Right then, Hudi looks up, explaining, "Too much food." Dad starts to laugh. "Well, how much did you feed him?" Tux, sitting in the corner, not looking so good, barks out, "Way too much." Hudi tells his dad, "I filled up his bowl. He wanted the whole bag." Dad stares at Tux for a minute and hums before he states, "Well, I would say that's far too much food for his little body. After we clean up, we can figure out how much food he needs from now on." Hudi and his dad start cleaning up while Tux lays down and moans, "I'll be right here for a while. I'm trying to stop the spinning." Hudi and his dad pick up the food bag to figure out the right amount of food for Tux so that he doesn't get too much and get sick again. "Okay, son, let's look at the food bag and see what it says is the right amount for a dog his size," Dad says. Hudi, looking at the bag, reads aloud, "It says to go by his size as an adult dog, but I don't know how big he will be." Dad, looking at the bag, tells Hudi, "Tux should be a medium-sized dog when he gets bigger." Hudi excitedly points out, "I see that here. It says Tux should get 2 cups a day, but how much is 2 cups?" Dad walks over to the drawer in the kitchen and pulls out a measuring cup. He turns to Hudi with a smile. "Let's start using this to measure out his food. That way, you know what he is getting each time." Hudi, thankful it's that easy, states and laughs, "Great. Dad, I definitely don't want to have to clean up that mess again." The next morning, Hudi and Tux are in the kitchen getting Tux's breakfast. Hudi tells his mom, "Tux needs 2 cups of food a day, and by using this measuring cup, I can make sure to only give him 2 cups." Hudi's mom, surprised by the comment, tells Hudi, "That is great. Being able to feed Tux is a big step in becoming a big boy." Hudi replies, "Well, I'm just glad he won't get sick again." Tux, scarfing down his food, and mom's back, "Yeah, me too." Meet Tux. Tux was a 1.5-year-old pit bull rescue that my wife Emily and I adopted, and we moved to our new home. He was basically born and raised at the pound. When he was 8 months old, a rescue got him and gave him a better life. He's a great dog and has a great big head to match his big heart. He loves getting into things, taking long walks, eating lots of treats, and is excellent with our son Hudson, who absolutely adores him. Thank you.
With Carylee.
Well, okay. So we see kind of the inspiration behind Hudi and Tux. And I know a lot of our friends at home, they either want a dog or have a dog, just like my kids. But having a dog is a really big responsibility. And it kind of helps to teach responsibility as well.
It does. It really does. And that's the main thing with me having a little boy myself and having Tux. It really has helped me teach him to be responsible. He helps me feed Tux in the morning and throughout the day, and he's learning how to, pick up after him and stuff. So.
Okay. Well, like I said, we see the inspiration, but why exactly write this book?
So really, I wrote it for twofold. One is having a son of my own. I kind of realized that I want to help children. I think the best way you help children is to help them learn responsibility as they grow up. But then you also got to teach them that it's okay to fail at that responsibility, as long as you learn from your mistakes and you go back and you fix them. So that's the way I wanted to help children, is really to let them understand responsibility and failing and fixing their mistakes. And then the second part of the book is to help dogs and animals in shelters, really. There's tons of animals in shelters. And animal shelters need supplies, they need food, they need peanut butter, because Lord knows dogs love peanut butter. And they need help with adoptions and things like that. So really is my goal to help with sales of the book, to help be able to give supplies to shelters around Louisville and Kentucky, to be able to give them anything that they may need in times and stuff like that. So.
Well, that is definitely a great cause, for a great book. And of course, this is book one. So do you have other Hudi and Tux?
So right now I have books 2 and 3 completely written. I'm working on working with an illustrator right now on the same one that did the first one to get book 2 done. So hopefully over the next few months, my goal is to have book 2 coming to the market. So.
That is awesome. So we will definitely be looking out for that. And so, you have this wonderful book, especially for a boy and his dog. That's a great sentiment as well. But were there any other books that inspired you to even think about writing this one?
I wouldn't say there was any books that really inspired me to write this one as much, because when I went to write this one, I looked through the internet and I really didn't find books for children learning responsibility. Tons of books on training a dog for an adult and stuff like that. But for really a child to be able to understand, with the visual and being able to be simplified, there was just nothing out there. And so that's really kind of what led me to help foster and write this book, was that there's a missing piece of the market out there.
Yes, absolutely. And I know, I have a few friends that, including myself, that have children that are wanting a dog, but they don't really understand the responsibility. And I say to my sons all the time, it gets cold here in Virginia, and I don't think any of them want to be going out and walking a dog, scooping poop and all of that.
Oh, yeah.
And even, knowing how much to feed them. And that's a very important lesson. I'm like, honestly, and I'm going to call him out here. My youngest son overfed our fish. Unfortunately, his name was Tornado.
Nice.
Tornado went up in a tornado. Or went down in a tornado. Got rid of him. But, that is definitely an important lesson that children need to know, especially when having the responsibility of a pet. So you mentioned about the charity aspect of it, of having these books, having some of the proceeds for these books go to help rescue shelters in your hometown and state. So could you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes. So Tux is a rescue, and then I had a previous dog before him that passed, is Tilly, who was a rescue as well. And there's millions of animals in rescue, in shelters. Some government ran, some locally, privately owned rescues. And unfortunately, they all need money, because it's not a very lucrative business to be in sheltering pets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's waiting for people to hopefully adopt them. And so being able to give them supplies, Kongs, blankets, some even require, ask for medical supplies. And so my goal is 25% of all my profits from the book will go to funding supplies and things for these rescues. And my hope is eventually to get enough sales that where I'm actually being able to go and pay for adoptions for a few people to go ahead and
Oh,
pay the adoptions, and that way they just come and they pick out a dog, and as long as they're vetted, they can just take or a cat and take them home and stuff, and they don't have to pay.
oh, that is amazing. That is a very honorable thing and admirable as well. So, friends, if you want a dog, you need to learn the responsibility. And before you get a dog, you can actually get this book and be able to help dogs in shelters as well, dogs and cats in shelters. And, if you can't get a dog, at least you'll be able to support one. So, Andrew, thank you so much for joining us today. And I am so, I don't know, having this book kind of maybe opens the door a little bit for my sons to get a dog.
You can always try a hamster first too.
Oh, you know what? That's a good idea. So thank you again. And friends, go out and get Hudi and Tux. The information is in the description below. And be sure to join us again for another Read with Carylee next week. Remember, hit subscribe and ring that bell so you don't miss another author coming by. And until then, as always, remember to grab a book and read. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching another amazing episode of the Read with Carylee Show. We have amazing authors coming by every week. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe below. You don't want to miss a thing.